guys, welcome to the channel. I'm gonna share my Walkaway story with y'all today. I grew up in a typical Southern Black church. I did not become a Christian until I was in my early to mid 30s. The Lord just began to take me on this journey of truth, and I remember just asking Him, Lord, as I would read His Word and just wanting to understand, what things meant. I remember asking Him to just show me what was true. I wanted to know the truth. So the Lord began to take me on this journey, but little did I know that this journey of truth would cross over into understanding, politics and kind of the things of this world. So my husband and I joined a church, and we became really involved in our church. We experienced community there like we had never experienced it before. So at this particular time, this was when Obama was coming into his presidency. And, him being the first Black president, we thought that he was, going to do a lot for the Black community. I remember even being at work at this time, and the office that I worked for was predominantly Black. We halted all business so that we could just celebrate this momentous occasion of the first Black president being inaugurated into office. So fast forward some years after that. Now keep in mind, I'm not a political person. I'm not really paying super close attention to what Obama's doing. So fast forward past that to around 2016 or so, or when Trump was running for president. I was just a stay-at-home mom at this time, had quite a few kids at home. And so because of that, and because I didn't really go out a lot, because I was home with my kids, I would, use Facebook to check in with friends that I actually knew in real life, just to kind of see what was going on with them, just to kind of, chat back and forth. And I just began to see, every time I would log in to Facebook, there would be a new face of a Black man that had been hunted down by a white cop and killed. So I had a son that was getting ready to drive and, be in the workforce. And I did not want to be worrying about whether or not a cop, was going to pull him over and shoot him for no reason at all. I was in tears over this night after night until finally I brought this to my husband and we had a conversation about it. He had kind of been watching some political things because of Trump, and it had piqued his interest. So he had a little bit of a context for some of this stuff more so than I did. My husband and I just began to have conversations about what was going on, and eventually I came across Candace Owens on YouTube, and boy was I in for a ride. So I started watching her videos, but what really piqued my interest was when she started talking about the Democratic Party, because again, my family vote Democrat, never Republican, because those are the racist people. When she started talking about the Democratic Party being the party of racism, I felt the need to go and research that. And guys, what I found out was appalling. This party that Black people had been voting for year after year, years, is actually the party of racism. This Democratic Party is actually the party that did not want to end slavery, the party whose politicians put in place policies that keep Black people, poor people, dependent upon the government so that the government can secure their vote year after year when they pull crazy stuff like making sure that the public sees a Black man being shot by a white officer. But what they don't mention is that white men are twice as more likely to be shot by a police officer than a Black man is, right? They don't tell us that. And even with these stories, guys, as I began to, learn what was true and what wasn't, I began to go back and research some of these stories that were posted on Facebook, and only to find out that we were not given the whole story, that there was always something more to the story. There was always another angle to the story where these Black men were being hunted down and killed by racist white cops. And so after I had learned this truth, I decided that I wanted to share this truth. And I remember one particular post that I put on Facebook. I was just talking about how God is sovereign and how he knows what's going on, and we don't have to worry. We can rest in him. And someone was so triggered by that. A person that I considered to be a Christian friend said she didn't want to hear anyone else talk about how sovereign God is, because we did this to ourselves, and it is up to us to get ourselves out of this mess. I've even since then tried to share truth with family members, only to be told, and this has been since the whole, critical race theory has taken off and the hashtag, Black Lives Matter has taken off. If you don't support Black Lives Matter, you are a traitor to your race. This is what I was told. This is exactly why my husband and I have decided to post our Walkaway videos and any videos that we, post on our channels in the future. We have been compelled to speak out and do something and just no longer be silent. My husband and I, we researched Trump, and we, for ourselves, we have come to the conclusion that everything that he has promised and everything that he said that he would do for this country, he has delivered. So in that regard, how can we not support him? He's a president who is not your typical politician, which, by the way, is what I love about him. He knows we have a country to save, and he seems to be on a mission to do just that. So my husband and I, we've decided we're going to vote on policy. We're going to vote for someone who, is for what is right and not for what is wrong. We don't support abortion, okay? Abortion is murder. We believe in the Constitution. We feel compelled as Christians, while we still have the right to vote for leaders who are as close to what the Bible says is true as possible. We're not saying that any of these politicians are going to be perfect, okay? But if we stand by and we do nothing and we say nothing, if we continue to be the silent majority, these people are just going to run rampant like they've been doing. And this is why my husband and I have just felt so compelled to speak out on our channels and to just tell our stories in hopes that they might encourage somebody else to do the same thing. This is our reality. And if we don't do something, it's just going to keep going in the direction that it's been going. So, guys, that's my walkaway story. If you guys have any questions, any comments, just leave them in the box below, and I will do my best to answer them. I will see you guys in my next video.